Shalom, call halal, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High. Name of His only begotten Son. Name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful scattered abroad. Real quick, I want to go into this video you see right here on the screen. My name is Ibar from the Prophets in Babylon camp down here in Tampa, Florida. Shalom to 144,000. But as you know, this guy Diddy, supposedly he got arrested. All right, and I'm gonna just play this video. It's about 6 minutes. Before I go any further, I just want to, clarify because I don't want to make this too long. But I want to say something, make a few points. First and foremost, Diddy might be the new Epstein. Okay, they might do him just like how they, did Epstein. It's information came out pretty much saying how he was pretty much, blackmailing these different celebrities, having them come to them freak off parties to get information on them and to really to control them. This is how these devils do things. But with Diddy being arrested, getting locked up, the reason why I say he might be the new Epstein is because they're going to try to silence him. He's looking at a lot of time, and birds, when they see a cage, when they're locked in a cage, they start singing. So this guy's gonna start singing, and they might just take him out of the game. But this right here is not just about Diddy. This is about this whole industry, this whole movement of Hollywood and everything else that's been going on. And the war they have put over our eyes with this whole music industry and Hollywood and stuff. So what's going to happen is in these next couple of months is a lot of exposing is going to go on. A lot of things are going to be found out that was in the dark is going to come to the light. You had this guy Cat Williams who said that in the beginning of the year. That all these pretty much all these stars are going to be exposed. Okay, all these so-called celebrities are going to be found out to be who they really are. And that just goes to show you that this place is over, man. All right, this place is over. Let me go right here first and foremost. This is Luke chapter 8, verse 17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. So all these things that they've been hiding, before the people, is all going to start coming to the light. All right, it's all going to start coming to the light. These things are going to be, more and more obvious. And this is the beginning of the fall of America. And that American dream and stuff. As America falls, so will all its, stars and pawns, that's in bed with this devil. All right. Now, Lord will let him take this video down. Let me grab one more real quick. It says, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 10. It says, proving what is acceptable unto the Lord. Let me go to verse 8. Nope. Let's go up some more. I'll just get right to the point. Going back to verse 8, it says, for ye were sometimes you were sometimes darkness, but now ye are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth, proving what is acceptable unto the Lord, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. For it is a shame to even speak of those things which are done of them in secret. And these devils, they've been doing a lot of wickedness in secret, and now it's all coming to the light. It says, but all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light, for whatsoever doth make manifest is light. And in these last days, all these things that's done in the dark is going to come to the light. And that's what we're seeing with this whole Diddy situation. And a lot of, really, he had powerful people backing him up and covering up a lot of stuff for decades that he was doing. Not just him, but people around him. So now that he's, in trouble, that makes the people that was helping him in trouble too. That's why I said he might be the new Epstein. It says, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 10 in the NLT, carefully determine what pleases the Lord. Take no part in the worthless deeds of evil and darkness. Instead, expose them. And I remember, like I always mentioned, I was, making music. I was going into that world, started doing shows and whatnot. And the Lord showed me, you know, by His mercy, how wicked that industry was, and I stopped making music cold turkey. One day I just woke up and saw the bullshit, okay, and I stopped making music because I realized that this place is you know, not what it's made out to be. All right, and Diddy and then these other, you know, his other components are all a part of that. It says, it is shameful to even talk about the things that ungodly people do in secret. So they're talking about how they found over 1,000 baby oil bottles or bottles of baby oil in this guy's house. Talk about them freak offs. You got audios coming out of, you know, what this man was doing with Meek Mill. You got his security guards exposing stuff. All this stuff is coming to the light now, and just means that this kingdom is over. All right, there is no money in the music industry. There is no money in acting or any of that stuff anymore. All that shit is done. All right, the veil is being lifted. It says, but their evil intentions will be exposed when the light shines on them, and that's what we're seeing in these last days. They're being exposed. It says, verse 15, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. We have some evil times. This thing is about to get very uncomfortable, very ugly out here, and this is all a part of that. So, like I said, to hell with Diddy. This ain't about Diddy, but this is bigger than Diddy. All right. So everything that you're about to hear in this video is going to explain that further. Let's go ahead and let the video play.
Fox News alert: Diddy was arrested on sex trafficking and racketeering charges, and the judge denied him bail. Tonight, Primetime's getting an inside look at what Diddy's being accused of. What we learn could bring the whole music industry down and might explain how Diddy got away with it for so long. The feds say Diddy created a criminal enterprise that engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. At the center of Diddy's criminal enterprise, drug-fueled sex parties. They're called freak-offs. Diddy lured women into his world and then manipulated them to participate in highly orchestrated sex acts with male prostitutes while Diddy watched and pleasured
Let me say this
himself.
Too. Hold on, bring that part back. Now, this individual is photographed with presidents, with, you know, very, you know, prominent people, okay, to say the least. All right. And that just goes to show you, man, hey, birds of a feather flock together. Okay, you are the company you keep. So if he got down like this, everybody who he was cool with, you had it came out of a few months back how you had this pastor, what's his name, TD Snakes or TD Jakes, he was at this guy's house, man. What is it now? What is a pastor supposed to be, a man of God, doing at this guy's house, and he doing all this? You see? So hey, man, it's all coming out, and more is going to come out in these last days. More is going to be, you know, revealed. And you got to be paying attention.
Lured women into his world and then manipulated them to participate in highly orchestrated sex acts with male prostitutes while Diddy watched and pleasured himself. Diddy gave out drugs at the freak-offs to keep victims obedient and compliant.
So, like, I don't want to keep pausing it, but I noticed that you saw right there, he had those cross earrings, which you see people wearing them hanging cross earrings. Those are moles, man. All right, that's moles. That's what moles do. And Diddy, and all of them, not just Diddy, but all of them are moles. It was a guy, I got the video, I ain't gonna play it, but there's a video of a guy who Diddy ended up paying off. But this guy said how, you know, Ross and Diddy and DJ Khaled, they're all gay. All right, they're all gay. They're all, you know, they all do, you know, wickedness, to say the least.
With male prostitutes while Diddy watched and pleasured himself. Diddy gave out drugs at the freak-offs to keep victims obedient and compliant. These freak-offs could last days. Victims were given IVs to replenish fluid and then keep going. Diddy was known for throwing star-studded parties, but we don't really know who came to the freak-offs. We do know if you didn't freak off with Diddy, there were consequences. Diddy would threaten to kill your career, or worse. If you didn't do what Diddy wanted, he got violent, punching, kicking, and dragging women by their hair. Diddy had complete control over his freak-off victims. He had control of their housing money. He even tracked their location. And Diddy filmed the freak-offs, so he had the video for blackmail. Diddy's freak-offs have been going on for 15 years. That's a lot of tapes. The feds had their hands on all of them. They raided.
They said his house had cameras in every room. All right, and this is where all those freak-off parties were. Okay, they had all these parties there, at this house, and this is where they would, get these rappers, and they'll invite, or even, not just rappers, but these celebrities in general, boxers, you name it. They get them in these parties, they get them messed up, and then they end up, doing stuff, and then they can't, this helps them further control these individuals. Okay, so you don't want to be a part of this world that they're in. And I remember, prior to me, leaving the music industry and putting away with that stuff, the Spirit came to me and told me, he said, you need to understand, if you're going to go into this world, because I had I was taking it serious, bro. I was, about to make that next big step. And he said, the Spirit came to me and said, if you want to go into this world, you need to understand what that world is about, and how people in that world live, and what they're about. So I started researching it, and you don't want no part of that shit, okay?
Two of his homes earlier this year and walked out with his computers. They also seized freak-off supplies, drugs, guns, and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube. He also had 2 AR-15s stashed in his bedroom with the serial numbers scratched off. Today, Diddy pled not guilty and offered up $50 million for bail, but the judge denied him. Diddy's staying in jail. The judge said he's concerned about Diddy's substance abuse and anger issues and said he was a flight risk. Diddy's lawyer says he's going to fight.
We're going to fight this case with everything we have, as is he, and eventually he's going to be shown to be innocent. And so tomorrow we fight again, and we'll fight every day until we don't have to fight anymore.
Diddy had a lot of pull in Hollywood and Washington. Remember, Diddy was a Democrat community organizer for years, running the Vote or Die movement. Diddy's freak-offs were an open secret for insiders. Everybody knew about him. Nobody tried to stop him. This is a lot bigger than Diddy. You can't get away with 15 years of freak-offs without a little help.
What I told you.
Did other music moguls get in on Diddy's action? Diddy's the one taking the hit. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. If Diddy flips, he could take the whole music industry down with him. Chris Hansen's the host of Takedown with Chris Hansen on True Blue.
They got Chris Hansen on this movie. They brought Chris Hansen out. All right, but yeah, man. Okay, so you heard that, man. Let's some more play.
And Jaco Booyens is an anti-human trafficking advocate and founder of Jaco Booyens Ministries. Jaco, we'll start with you. You predicted this was going to go down this way. What do you think's next?
Yeah, Lady Justice needs to deliver, Jesse, and thank you for having me on. Those names of the record label executives now need to be mentioned. All those complicit have to come out. It's time for justice. America needs justice when it comes to the exploitation of persons.
They're going to say it, but I believe it was the CEO of the label 300 Entertainment. He stepped down yesterday. So the day after all this happened, he steps down. And a lot of these guys are going to step down and try to go into hiding because the house is about to fall in on them. It's over. This place is over.
Trafficking is rampant across the border, and these guys normally get away with it. It cannot just be Diddy. This has to be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
So they have the tapes, they have the financials, and they have plenty of victims ready to come forward. Do you expect the feds to go up the food chain? Is Diddy the kind of guy that's going to sing or not?
Look, everything he's done is literally by definition human trafficking, sex trafficking, extortion. So I think what should happen here and what will happen is they're going to throw the book at him, potentially offer him a deal. He could potentially get 30+ years in prison. Allegedly, minors were at these parties at times. That is to be proven. But if that's the case, now you're looking at life. And I think this guy will sing. The canary may sing, Jesse, but we need those names of the record label executives, those who started his career, funded the freak-offs, paid women off, kept them silent. It's time.
Yeah, we don't want to see another Epstein situation where it gets swept under the rug. Chris Hansen, you know a lot about the situation. You've been covering it for a while. What do you see happening?
Well, I think that he's exactly right. We are going to see a lot of posturing. You can't have these charges, human trafficking and racketeering, committed by just one person. Other people were involved. So you have to believe some of the people are cooperating in this investigation. What I found interesting was the letter sent by the U.S. attorney to the judge to deny bail for Diddy. It talks about the danger he poses. It talks about the fact that this video of Cassie being beaten by Diddy was because Cassie was trying to escape a freak-off at that very hotel. They talk about the weapons, the money that he has access to, and you have to start wondering how many high-level music executives and other members of the talent side of this business knew about this. Already today, one high-level music executive has announced an early retirement. So is this the beginning?
Of course, that was a coincidence. They always say it was a long-planned retirement. When you see the serial numbers on a rifle obliterated, and those rifles are in your bedroom, what does that tell you?
It's a criminal enterprise. Look, there's only one reason why you drill out numbers. There's only one reason why you have a drum magazine that carries 59 rounds of .223 high-powered ammunition. It's for killing. It's for threatening. And when you combine this with the allegations of arson and threatening and trying to coerce witnesses and recording those conversations, it adds up to a lot of trouble for Diddy.
He's in a lot of trouble, and other people might be. Chris Hansen, Jocko, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So there you go, man.
Today,
All
Diddy
right.
pled not guilty.
You heard it. All right, and I'm going to say this too. Anybody who was with this guy, you was in a picture with him at his house, you're on an investigation now too. So there's a lot more going to come out of this, man. You know, and they've been building this up. But this just goes to show you, like I said, this is the end of this society. This is the end of this kingdom. And as we get closer to the end of this place, a lot more things are going to be exposed and brought to the light. You know, what's done in the dark is going to come to the light, and that's what we're seeing in these last days, man. Which just shows us that our salvation is nearer than we believe. Anybody that's, you know, Scripture says, "What the first shall be last, and the last shall be first." So the people that's on top of the world here, they're gonna be at the bottom, and those of us that's at the bottom, we're gonna be on top. Shalom, Kamashra, Allah, Baba Ball.